Legendary status. Vic XL, Sam Pisa, aka TF. Where y'all gonna learn, man? You can't stop what's inevitable. It's the incredible. PZ, AKTF, dropping jewels, but they edible. I ate my vegetables, but he ate my spinach. Riding with Vic again, so no, we ain't finished. Legendary status, so no, you cannot copy. Riding dirty radio, so crispy, also sloppy. Instant to the street, so we know just what is needed. But keep it underground, staying down, cause we ain't greedy. This is where you find what is popping for the culture, where we keeping it all fresh and stay away from all the vultures. No scavengers here, just keeping it real. Vic got it out the mud, but it's still so clear. So sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Vic XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, dog, and y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Ride dirty, dog, and y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Clear, so sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you're trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Vic XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, dog, y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Ride dirty, dog, y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty.
What up, 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 everybody? It's your boy, Big XL. This is the Ride Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life, man. I got to start the show off by saying Happy Father's Day, Happy Juneteenth, Happy Father's Day to all my fathers out there, and Happy Juneteenth. 100 years of freedom. 100 years, 150 years of freedom, man. One time for everybody to celebrate it. One time for everybody to spend time with family, whether you were a father or whether you were celebrating Juneteenth. Next year, the holidays won't be the same day, so we'll get a chance to get it in Saturday and Sunday. But hopefully everybody got an opportunity to celebrate, whether it was Father's Day or whether it was Juneteenth you were celebrating. Hopefully you got an opportunity to spend some quality time with the people you love. Okay? All right, man, let's get into it, man. One time for all the people that definitely support our streams: iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Audio Mac, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Messy FM, Spotify. Everybody that supports the Ride and Dirty Radio show and our streams and our interviews, definitely support to you. One time for WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta. Also one time for the good people over at Ride 95 Internet Radio for definitely carrying the Ride and Dirty show and been rocking with us for years upon years upon years. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all follow us on all forms of social media at Ride and Dirty Radio, and that's Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and that's RIDINDURTYRADIO. And also make sure you check us out, because we broadcast all our YouTubes, all our interviews also on our YouTube channel at Ride and Dirty TV, and that's RIDINDURTY TV. RIDINDURTY TV. All right, make sure you get down with the program and definitely follow the movement. Now, y'all know what we do right here on this show. This is a show we bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life. This is the platform we give people opportunity to tell their story, tell what they got going on. This is the platform for just good people. Y'all see the cup. Just be a good person. All right, this is the platform for people who are changing the world brick by brick, moment by moment, second by second, day by day. If you're doing something positive and you're trying to change the world, change the community, this is the platform for you to speak your truth. And tonight is no different than any other night on the Ride and Dirty Radio show. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the platform. Creator, founder, director of Vibrant Leasing, Miss Brandi Harris.
Hey.
How you doing tonight, ma'am?
What is going on? I'm really, really good. I'm loving the energy. I appreciate it. You giving me some dose of it.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm a kind of chubby guy, and I'm already out of breath. Woo! Woo!
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Whew. Oh, I know I was gonna get it out. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Look, I always got to start the show out by saying I'm very, very humble for you to take the opportunity to sit down with us and talk to the people that check out this platform about what you got going on. Again, I'm very humble. Thank you for giving us this time in your life.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so look, let's get into it, Miss Brandi. You want to be called Miss Brandi, Miss Harris? How do you want us to address you?
Brandi is fine. Just call me Brandi. I'm all right with that.
I want to be down. Oh, different Brandi. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. No, no, hang that up right now. Okay. I spelled my name with an I.
You right. You did. You did. You ain't told no tale.
No.
You ain't told no tale. All right, so look, let's get into it. The first thing I always got to ask, man, because I want to take people back to the roots of the people we're talking about. Where's Brandi Harris from?
Originally from San Diego, California. And that's where I am right now. I've been in St. Louis, Missouri for several years, so that's where this accent comes coming in at her. You know, you hear that? How your her looking? You're right. So I'm back home in San Diego, California now.
All right, you need to come over her. We can teach you about leasing over her.
Over her, that's right.
All right, so look.
Absolutely. It's over her.
I was in San Diego. Well, I was in San Jose. I'm sorry, I lied. But I was in California earlier. Well, actually late last year, like in October. But I also keep up with the news and what's going on out there on the West Coast. Is it true y'all gas is almost $5 a gallon in some places?
No, it's $5. It's half that. They busting people's heads. They like 7, 8.
What?
You know, where I am right now, we're paying a little bit closer to. Yes, man. We're paying past $6 a gallon right now. So yeah, I got the family. We got some double bikes. Yeah, go ahead and strap up on them double bikes. Put them helmets on. That's what we got for you. That's what we got.
Oh my God! All right. So what was it like? What was the childhood life for Brandi Harris? Before we get into your professional life, what was the childhood life growing up for you on the West Coast out in San Diego?
Oh man, everything was love. Like besides family, but just more so just me and school and personal life. It was good. Like, I didn't really experience a lot of the things that I experienced moving around to, like, the Midwest and down south. And I had to touch on that because that was a great impact in my life. So just sunny breezes. And, dude, everything is cool out here, dude. You know, like, really fresh. And that's the best way that I can put it. What do you want to know specifically, though? What you trying to get a feel of?
Well, no specifics. I just want to know, what the childhood was like. Were you making A's, B's, F's? Were you getting suspended from school? Like, were you...
Pops didn't play that.
Okay.
No, I wasn't no fighting or nothing like that. I've always been a really chill, relaxed young lady. But my dad was really big on just education, period. Push that. And so I didn't have an issue in that area at all. No fights, no violence, none of that, really, until I moved to my second home, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, now,
They learned me.
Okay, what was the reason for the moving? You from Midwest? You mentioned down south. Like, what was the reason for you moving around so much?
You know what? To this day, I still don't know the truth. My parents was like, you know what? We just want a white Christmas. That's it. That's all they said. I'm like, what, a white Christmas? Yeah, we wanted to snow. You ain't didn't get no snow, on Christmas days out here. We want to move because of that. I'm like, huh? So, it's funny because I just asked my mom that question about a couple of months ago. Mom, what's going on? Why did we move? I wanted a white Christmas. She's sticking to her guns. She's sticking to it. I don't know the truth.
No doubt. All right, so we're going to jump into the meat of things. Like, when did you get into your love and your passion for leasing and teaching the leasing game and learning all about, like, first of all, what was your first experiences in it and what made you pursue it?
So this happened like back around 2008, and I talk a lot, you know what I mean? Just jolly on me. And so where I was living at, I was walking into the leasing office to go pay my rent. And I was just talking and making the leasing consultant laugh at the time. And she was like, dang, like, you got a good personality. You should go ahead and apply. So I was just like, well, at the time I was working for Enterprise Call Center, and I wasn't too fond of that. And she was like, yeah, just go ahead and apply, you know. And I was just like, really? Okay. So she was like, give me your email address and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit you up when the job comes available. I thought she was lying, but she actually did. Maybe like a few weeks later, I applied for it, got the interview, got the job, and been in it ever since then. And I don't know. I tried to cheat. I tried to go somewhere else and do something else. It just wasn't working out for me. Like, no other occupation for me works besides property management. And I think it's just because the affordable housing side of it, Section 8, working with low-income, you know, people and everything, and being able to assist and understanding exactly how the government works in regards to real estate, period. So it kind of helped me a lot within my community to understand. So not only was I was making decent money, but I was able to dig a little bit more deeper into the issues of different communities, and that worked out well for me.
Okay, now, prior to you walking in that office, did you have any experience in the leasing or the real estate or property management business at all?
Not at all. Not a drop. I just talk a lot. That's it.
and okay. Well, hey, man, I talk a lot too. Maybe I'm in the wrong profession.
I think so. Come on to the side. I got you.
No doubt. So look, as you got into it, like what were some of the steps for you when it, you know, I'm sure it was just a bigger approach than filling out an application. I'm sure you had to take courses. Like what was some of the steps you had to take to actually get to where you're at today and learn the business and be able to properly help people?
Honestly, a lot of it was just me kind of diving in. And when you start a career in this industry, they have courses that is available for you, but you're not going to get it, you know, prior to interviewing, like you're on your own. So my boss at the time, she kind of, you know, was giving me tips, advice, but it was one of those things you better take note because I don't have time to be dealing with you. It's pretty fast paced, especially with affordable housing, because you're dealing with a lot of the paperwork, you know, the Section 8 paperwork and things of that nature. So some companies, they were able to give me some courses, but some of the courses at the time was like, you know, you need to be jolly, you need to smile, you know, and, you know, a lot of basic information. So it's really about that person just paying close attention, taking their notes, and really applying everything that they have learned. And you have to want to do it, too. And it depends on what side, because there's affordable housing and then there's market rate. And affordable housing ain't no joke. That's where all the paperwork is. The IRS is involved, and you have to make sure that your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Market rate is just what they said in the courses, you know, go ahead and smile. If somebody don't like it, you make sure that you push back. It sells, you know, that's involved in it. So, yeah, just apply yourself.
All right, now I got to ask this. All right, you mentioned affordable housing, and you also mentioned Section 8. All right, now this is definitely from a lot of the people who are listening right now to the show or who's going to listen to the playback later. Explain what actually Section 8 housing is to people and who can qualify.
So Section 8, see, it's all in one big bubble. You know, affordable housing, that kind of falls under the umbrella of, well, actually Section 8 falls under the umbrella of affordable housing. Section 8, you have a voucher, and you're saying, hey, you know, I have this voucher, somebody is willing to help me pay for my rent, and you can take that voucher and you can transfer anywhere throughout the country with this particular voucher. Now, affordable housing also goes down to tax credit, project-based vouchers, things of that nature. And with those particular vouchers, you cannot move anywhere. You're still getting the same assistance.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. Now,
so one you can transfer and leave and move, one you cannot.
Okay. All right, now, this is one of the questions I'm sure a lot of people want to know. Is Section 8 housing, is Section 8 housing usually available for men? Or is it something that's mainly for women?
No, it doesn't even matter. Male, female, it doesn't matter at all. They just want to make sure that you're actually needing the assistance. If you fall in between the low income bracket, then yeah, absolutely apply. And there's a chance that you'll get on. The problem is just that the wait list is so long, and a lot of these wait lists throughout the country are closed. So, but with that being said, I'll throw out a little tip. They do have emergency vouchers for people out here, and that's very, very specific and detailed. So you have to be in need, like super, super in need. And some of the requirements are you have to have children to go along with that. If you're in a super abusive situation, if you're in a shelter for battered women or men, then they'll be able to help you with housing, and that's only possibly, okay? So, yeah.
All right, so can you be married and get Section 8?
Yeah, you can be married. You just have to, the rule of thumb is just to make sure that, or not make sure, I hate to say it or whatever, but if you fall in that low income bracket, so a lot of times that means if you are making less than the median income, the area median income, if you're making less than an amount, then absolutely you can apply even if you are married. But they are going to look at both you and the spouse. They're going to look at your income, and then they'll go ahead and move forward according to that.
Okay. All right. Now,
There's some other things that go along with that as well, though.
Okay. Now, do those rules are the rules pretty much the same across the board, or are they different from state to state?
Yes and no. And I'll say that because for the most part, like the basics such as income, background checks, things of that nature, that's going to be straight across the board. But then here in California, it's a little bit more liberal. And what I mean by that is I worked at this affordable housing community before, and even if one does not have a birth certificate or, a state ID, things of those natures, you still would be able to apply and get approved and reside in that community. Versus in St. Louis, they were just like denying people, like, no, you have to have, this government issue ID. You have to have this birth certificate. You have to have these things in order to apply and for you to get approved. So there may be like small little things, or to some people it may be big. There'll be little things that will maybe count against you. It's just very important to go ahead and talk to your city about it or talk to your state, because there's different rules across the municipalities and across the state, everywhere. So just do your research.
Okay, now let's talk about Vibrant Leasing. First of all, when did you launch your company, Vibrant Leasing?
Officially 2016. Very proud. But this has been an ongoing process. I started just the whole idea came about in 2011. I'll never forget that year. And, but I was teaching people individually first, family members, friends, co-workers, their friends and family members, things of that nature. And then finally, I wrote my book. I got a lot of things down packed, and 2016 is when I decided to launch it.
Okay, all right, hold on. You wrote a book. What was the book? And is the book still available for those people checking out the show?
It is, but it's only for those who are taking the course. It's a coursework book. Okay. So it's an interactive book. So it deals with a lot of the things that covers residential communities, period, and what to do, how to do it. So it's almost like a step-by-step, and then just different information and kind of just test your mind. So it's all integrated also into my coursework online, because I have students log in online, and then they'll also have this book as just an extra resource for them.
Okay. All right, so you started out helping people, teaching family members, and that sort of thing. What made you decide to, I'm going to make this an actual company and teach people how to lease and the things they need to know? What made you move forward in 2016 to make it full circle?
Well, it was two things. The first thing was I just felt like in my line of work, I feel like this is very exclusive, and I feel like the public really doesn't know enough about it. My community, they may know about becoming a CNA or, being a hairstylist or whatever the case is. And please don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with that, because I love going to go get my hair done. But I'm just saying I wanted to add a little bit more variety, and it's specifically for, those who are in high school. I was hearing a lot of young ladies, young men, hey, well, when I graduate, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to become a CNA. I'm going to do this and do that. Well, hold up. Why don't you go ahead and look on this side? Because if you're looking at the real estate side, specifically property management, that's your way to work up to becoming a real estate agent or a broker or whatever you want to do. And plus, you'll be getting paid a little bit more. There's bonuses, commission, and a lot of things that's involved in that. So that's the first thing. The second thing was, man, the owner came. It's a funny story. The owner who I used to work for, he came in the leasing office one day. And everybody was lined up, me and my coworkers and stuff. Basically, he's going around shaking everybody's hand. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And he seen one particular lady there, and his eyes just, lit up like a little kid. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? And he was just like shaking and shaking her hand and everything. And it was a different response to her. So I kind of looked and I peeped it. You know, I'm like, hold up, like why so much love for her? You know, you didn't give us the same energy. You know, so
Right.
And it wasn't like no jealousy, no hater or anything like that. I wanted to know why, because again, I really really enjoy what I do. So I need the same response that she's getting. If I can get the same response from my owner, the owner of this property management company, then I know I'm owning something. So I kind of just sat back and studied her, and they called her the cleaner. That's what she was. And basically, the property manager who was there at the time, she wasn't performing well. The property was kind of sinking, you know, so she came there to release her basically, and she took over, handled her business. So bottom line is just that when you're making money for people and you're doing it in a smooth and fashionable manner, in a respectful manner, the owner's going to like you. So I learned a lot from that experience alone, and that was another thing that was just like, okay, so my problem was just that I wasn't trained properly. You know, I was getting kibbles and bits here and there.
Okay, all right. How long did it take you to realize why she got that type of response?
Oh, just weeks. I'm nosy. I like to know some stuff. It didn't take me long at all. Especially at this time, it was a market rate property. So I switched from affordable housing to this market rate community. And it was really simple, easy. And then it was a small community also. So we only had about maybe 70 apartment homes there. So that gave us a little bit more time for us to get more personal so that I can ask the questions and, you know, get the answers that I'm looking for.
Okay, all right. Now, with all that going on, when did you decide, 2016, you dove in head first. What brought it full circle other than that situation? Because you had to have a passion for teaching, number one.
You know what? I didn't even know I didn't know that I did. I really didn't. All I knew was just that I needed to kind of, I guess, help people. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me put you on, you know what I mean, a certain kind of way. Because, making $9 an hour ain't cutting it if you can go over here and, do this and that. And then you can keep climbing the ladder, and then on top of that, go ahead and switch over, get your real estate license. That's when everything was good at the time, if that's something that you wanted to do. So I had no idea how to really teach. I just knew that I had people tell me, hey, you got a good way of explaining things. Thank you for that. So I kind of used that information and kept going.
Okay, what were some of the stumbling blocks that you came across as you began to launch and move forward with your company?
Honestly, it was quote unquote competitors, I guess. I still suck at social media, but I was trying to, market and everything myself on social media. And it was booming. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So one of the first stumbling blocks was people don't trust her because, on Facebook it asks you where you from. So I had San Diego up, but at the time I was in St. Louis, so they automatically were just like, no, she a fraud, she a scam. No, don't trust her. And then even to this day, my social media is whack as hell. So a lot of people just like, no, she's fake. Look at, she ain't got no friends for real. She ain't got this, she ain't got that. So that was the second hurdle that I had to jump over. And I'm still realizing that at this very moment that, hey, nowadays people are looking at you. They look at your media, your social media platform first. If you are not popping on there, if you have not been posting, you ain't got no responses, automatically, hey, you're not real. You're a bot. That's what you are. So those are the main two things that I had issues with. I'll name one more, and I don't want to keep going or anything, but I actually had face-to-face classes at the time, so I didn't even have this online, courses or anything. And so it was me trying to find housing, for my students. That was another thing, but the community, they showed up and showed out for me. Most definitely. I was involved with a lot of great people there, politics actually. And so they were able to open up their office for me, and I was able to pull people in. So I guess that wasn't too much of a big hurdle, but it was enough that could have stopped me, because at the time I had no knowledge or anything about how to even start an online, coursework or a school or anything like that.
Okay, man, I got to tell you this. Just in listening to you talk, and you talking about people maybe not trusting or feeling like you were a bot. I strongly suggest, because you have an amazing personality, I think you should start, you know, even if it's a once a week, 56-second, some type of tutorial, but let people get to know your personality, because once they get to know your personality, they'll be more willing to trust what you say, because I'm locked in because you seem super nice. There's no way someone as nice as you sound could be a scam. So people need to see and get to know you.
Thank you, gotcha.
That way they can, because, I'm locked in to everything you're saying. All right, now, as I was looking over your courses, like, man, you have things I think that are very important to people, especially who want to get into the leasing field. Like, what is leasing? There are people out here right now who want to know what is leasing and what's the difference between leasing and renting, or is there a difference?
No difference. Renting and leasing, that's exactly the same thing. You're not going to own or anything. This is just temporary. As long as you pay your rent, you up that money, you all right with me.
Okay. There are people who might have questions. I don't know if this is covered in one of your courses, but rent to own, are rent to own deals really worth it when it comes to possibly purchasing a home?
Awesome. That is a very good suggestion. And that's not in my coursework at all, but man, I have experience with that too. So yeah, that's definitely a thought. I'll have to jot that down and think about that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, like you have courses on low income house tax credit. You have courses on the Section 8 vouchers. Like, at this point in your courses, like, what has been the most important, what has been the most popular one?
The Section 8, absolutely, hands down, because everybody wants to know how it all works. And of course, with inflation and everything right now, it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, I need to know. But one thing that I can tell my students is just that you can know all you want to. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to help you get on the list. So I think that there's a misunderstanding there. It doesn't mean, well, you can get on the list, but don't think you're just going to automatically get your Section 8 voucher. That's not how it works at all. This is just simply to educate you on it so that you can land a job better. That's it.
All right.
And I call it the right now skills. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you another question, but I'll let you finish that one first.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that I call it the right now skills because I get straight to it. I act as if we are face-to-face in person. I go over everything in detail. I record my screen. I go over simple things, the calculations, 500 plus 500, whatever it is, like all the way down to the T so that students can understand it. So I'm basically holding their hand so that by the time they get that interview, and they get hired on, which I'm confident that they are because they have already, they're going to be okay. They're going to fly, and therefore they're going to climb that corporate ladder faster if that's something that they want to pursue.
Okay. You got a course on what is leasing. Like, what will people learn in that course?
That's the basics. That's starting you off to help you to understand exactly what it is. What property management is all about. What's your responsibilities as a leasing consultant, things that you need to consider. But one of the beautiful things is just that I always take my courses a step further because there's always something deeper. There's always like an extra recipe that other people have that make them get on faster. So I would like to think of myself as that person that delivers that. So I make sure that they not only know the basics of property management, but things like I have them thinking like a property manager. If you are a property manager, you have to think about the budget, the operating budget, how you need to put that together. So I even throw things like that inside of that course too, so that they already are going to have a step up apart from all the other interviewers and candidates.
All right. Now I have a question coming from the live chat. Do you teach people how to start investing into Section 8 housing and property?
No,
90 seconds.
I do that. That's a whole different ballgame, but it's not hard at all. It's just all about reaching out to your Section 8 office, wherever that is. Reach out to them because it's a really easy process, and application is not that long at all. And that's another good tip that I'll go ahead and jot down.
Okay, all right. The last thing I'm going to ask, like you have a course on customer service and public communication. What do you teach in that, and why is that so important?
60 seconds.
Really important, and one of the things that kind of motivated me was back in my second home, St. Louis, Missouri. I noticed how many of my people were kind of the language, and how they present themselves and things like that. And it's not one of those things where, I'm a too goody two. I know what to do, all this extra stuff. I'm not judging or anything like that, but there's a certain way that you need to speak. There's a certain way in how you need to respond. You don't need to pop off if somebody say one little thing to you. It's not all about just, I'm finna whoop somebody's ass all of a sudden. So I found those things very interesting. So I pulled a lot of that experience and the things that I have seen with my own eyes into these courses, because
10 seconds.
You need to be poised a certain kind of way. You're going to be talking to different people from all different backgrounds and walks of life, so you need to be able to speak to them accordingly.
Okay. All right. Now, look, I'm before I let you go, because I don't want to tell the people all the courses you give. Listen, let the people know before I let you go the website and why in your own work. No, first off, why, let them know the website and why you feel like, in your own words, it's important for people to take these courses.
Website is courses.vibrantleasing.com, and I feel like it's extremely important because what I'm doing is I'm planting the seed to further anyone who's interested. So not only is this isn't just about property management itself, but building your communities. I served a lot of underserved communities back in St. Louis, Missouri, and that meant a lot to me because I was able to see a lot. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I was able to actually get to the root of a lot of our residents, understand what's really going on in their world. Because if your community is not okay, you're not going to be okay. If you making bread and they not making bread, everything is going to collapse, period. So trying to change the mindset of everyone who is interested. And that way, if they don't want to climb the corporate ladder, that's cool. Go ahead and go off and go do your own thing. I've even helped a lot of different private owners. And now they have different buildings, apartment buildings, 4-family flats, single-family homes. They understand how to manage it properly, but most importantly, how to build that community up. You understand?
Definitely.
So it's important.
Definitely. Well, again, I thank you so much for your time. At this point, since 2016 to now, how have you seen the courses as far as when it comes to growth and people taking the courses? Because I know you said at first maybe people thought you were buy it, thought it wasn't real, thought it was a scam. What type of growth have you seen since you launched it?
You know what? It has grown tremendously since then, especially since I have finally just tapped out and just like, all right, let me go ahead and get involved with social media because I'm a very private person. But since I've been kind of engaging a little bit more and people are starting to understand that, hey, she's not a bot, she is real, it has grown a lot. And I think that if I just continue, like you said, to try to get out of my private zone a little bit more and help people to understand the importance and the benefits of it, it's going to continue to grow also. But most importantly, it's not even about me, it's about an us thing. And I mean that. It's not a cliche at all. Like, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because everybody, I keep going on and on and on. This would be over a 30-minute interview, but just try it out. I'm going to put it like that. And for those who are struggling, if you're having any issues, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist you the best way I can. I have before, and I don't have an issue doing it right now. Don't try to take advantage of me because I ain't done, but I'm just saying I got your back.
No doubt. Well, Miss Brandi, it has been an honor and a pleasure again to talk to you. Thank you again. Let the people know the website one more time before you get up out of here.
That's courses.vibrantleasing.com.
All right,
Thank
now,
you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Hold on, because you mentioned social media. Where can they find you? If they don't want to go to the website and they want to check you out first, where can they find you when it comes to social media?
You know what? Type in Vibrant Leasing. You'll automatically see my face pop up. That's one thing I did good. Type in Vibrant Leasing and you won't miss me at all.
No doubt. Miss Brandi, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. You do the same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Miss Brandi Harris of Vibrant Leasing. If y'all want to know about the leasing game, she's the person to definitely talk to. Alright? It's your boy Vic XL. This is the Riding Dirty Show where we bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life, man. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll see y'all next episode. Peace.